Naqli is knowledge that is sourced from the Quran and the Sunnah, such as faith, and moral, whereas ilm aqli is knowledge that is sourced from intellectual processes such as philosophy, science, and language. These two fields of knowledge are integrated based on paradigm of monotheism, which is the recognition that Allah SWT is the all-knowing God as the source of knowledge, and the entire scientific practice is a form of worship to Him. Using philosophy that elevates the dignity of the integration of Naqli and Aqli is to support all traditional and modern knowledge for the well-being of life in the afterlife.
Definition of Inaq. From a linguistic point of view, integration means a combination. Therefore, the integration of Naqli and Aqli knowledge means a combination of knowledge sourced from revelation and intellectual knowledge to form pure and civil people.
Objectives of Inaq. Firstly, seeing the sign of God's majesty. Secondly, facing the challenge of secularization and separation of knowledge. Thirdly, become a framework of knowledge to restore the glory of Islamic civilization. And lastly, manage disputes between Muslims.
Inaq is an effort to obey the commands of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala in the Quran and Sunnah. The concept of Inaq is a continuation of the approach of Islamic scholars of the past in developing Islamic civilization. The view of nature based on the belief of Tawheed and the unity of knowledge is an important foundation of Inaq. Muslim citizens with a clear understanding and implementation of the Inaq concept have the potential to present a formula for solving the problems of the current Muslim community.
In the Quran chapter 29, Surat Al-Ankabut, the spider, Allah has spoken about spiders.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مثل الذين اتخذوا من دون الله أولياء كمثل العنكبوت اتخذت بيتا وإن أوهن البيوت لبيت العنكبوت لو كانوا يعلمون.
This video provides a detailed insight into spiders, which are their behavior, and hopefully, by the end of it, you will be in awe of these great little creatures rather than absolutely paranoid about them. Let's go!
Many people think of spiders as these small, fast, and deadly creatures that hide in our bath and lurk in dark corners waiting to pounce. In fact, what I have just described is entirely wrong, and whilst they are often found in our bath and often in our houses and garden, they are in fact more scared of us than we are of them. Many people see spiders as these egg-eyed monstrosities with sharp fangs that deliver a venomous bite. Yet, you might be surprised to know that there are only about 30 kinds of spiders that are dangerous to people, and only a few of these live in the United Kingdom.
Spiders are more amazing than scary. They have many different and fascinating ways to catch their prey, such as hunting, jumping, fishing, and even spitting. There are even spiders that look like crabs, ants, and wasps.
Spiders are often confused with insects, when in fact, they belong to a completely different group, known as arachnids. These are also scorpions, ticks, harvestmen, and mites. You can differentiate between a spider and an insect with a few key differences. A spider has 8 legs, but an insect only has 6.
A spider's body is made of only 2 parts, cephalothorax and abdomen, whilst an insect is made of 3 parts, head, thorax, and abdomen. A spider typically has 8 eyes. Some have 6, whilst insects usually have 2 eyes. Many insects have wings and antennae, but spiders do not. Some male spiders just want to be eaten. Black widows are known for cannibalizing their mates, but this doesn't actually happen all the time. The exception seems to be the red widow, where the male force-feeds himself to the female by placing himself into her mandibles. If she spits him out, so to speak, he will keep placing himself there until she eventually eats him.
Spiders can work together. While most spiders are solitary animals, some that form communities are building large communal cobwebs. Colonies can number in the thousands of individuals, and they will work together to incapacitate prey trapped in their webs and share the harvest.
There are some ingenious ways spiders use to capture prey. For instance, the ogre-faced spider weaves a net between its front legs and then dangles above places where prey are likely to pass through. By using its web like a net, it scoops up helpless prey. Baller spiders use a long line of silk ended with a spot of sticky glue, swinging it at nearby moths to catch them, much like a fishing line.
Ants can be spiders in disguise. There are over 100 species of spiders that mimic ants by having evolved similar appearance and even similar pheromones. Most do it to evade predators, but a few do it to help them prey on ants.
How do spiders make silk? Spider silk starts out in the silk glands as a watery gel of long protein chains, which is funneled down a gradually tapering tube. As the tube narrows, coatings are applied to the mixture to provide stickiness and water resistance, for example, before it emerges through tiny spigots, which is devices that control the flow of liquid on the spider spinnerets. The gel solidifies only when stretched. So, rather than being squeezed out like toothpaste, it is pulled out by a motor-like valve in each spigot. A battery of silk glands produce a wide array of fibers with different properties used for a specific task. For instance, a drag line, snare, web support, or egg case.
Do all spiders build webs? Only 17 of Britain's 37 families of spiders use web to capture their prey. These webs come in many different forms, from the much admired old webs of garden spiders and their relatives to the much less welcome tangled webs of daddy-long-legged spiders. Some types of webs are enduring structures. The often extensive funnel webs of large house spiders, for example, can last for years and accommodate a succession of different occupants. By contrast, our webs, produced by just 4 families of British spiders, are more fragile. Wind and rain damage their structure, while the gluey coating on the spiral thread of ant snares flying insects is rendered ineffective by pollen and dust. As a result, the webs are often rebuilt every night, an operation requiring the manufacture of some 20 meters of silk.
Why do some spiders eat their own webs? Abandoning one web and building a new one every night will be pretty wasteful. Instead, some odd web spinners recycle the amino acids that make up the silk proteins by ingesting the silk as they systematically dismantle their damaged webs. Other species simply discard the old silk, but one American species uses it to wrap its egg sac.
What do spiders use silk for apart from building webs? Silk is used to build webs and egg sacs, wrap up prey, help dispersals of young, and as safety lines when escaping predators. Water spiders also use silk to hold an underwater air supply. Spiderlings disperse using silk. They travel to a high point, raise their abdomens, and let out one or more strands. On warm days with rising air currents, the spiderlings are lifted into the air and carried away.
Do spiders eat each other? Lots of spiders will happily eat other spiders, and many will even cannibalize individuals of their own species. The mating routine of the nursery web spider is one of the most extreme examples of spider cannibalism.
When courting a female nursery rat spider, he should always present a silk rat fly to his prospective lover. If he doesn't, he will be rejected outright, and according to new research, he won't have anything to defend himself with if she tries to eat him.
Female nursery wasps rarely attack suitors, but when they do, the male lost everything. Unlike other cannibalistic spiders such as black widows, females attack before mating, not after it.
The male doesn't even get the consolation that his body will nourish a female bearing his offspring. Happily, the male can use the offspring as a handy shield to ward off the female's fang if she does attack. The male holds it in his jaws, keeping it between himself and the female, said Soren Toft of Aarhus University, Denmark. We have seen aggressive females get their jaws caught in the gift.
The male can then turn the situation to his advantage. Once she hits the gift, the attack stops and it turns into a mating, said Toft.
Here is a closing for spider facts. Next time, if you spot a spider, remember they are more fascinating than you might think. From silk spinning to diverse hunting strategies, these creatures remind us that nature's intricacies are all around us. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.